Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview February 22nd, 2016 on a Monday as we start our new trading week. Traders coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand, bright blue sunny skies, white sandy beach sand. It was nice and cool this morning. Absolutely gorgeous outside, I have to tell you. So nice. I think I'll be going for a frappuccino or something after this and just enjoy the morning and get ready for London Open. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. And please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Go out, check out the site. It's a lot of fun, a lot of good stuff, and a great economic calendar. All right, traders, before we get started, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I will tell you that I do record this during the Asia session. So if you're seeing this at London Open, you got to count about 10 or 11 candles back and you'll be able to see where I started, get an idea what I was talking about at that time. Traders, I started trading in 2006 and 2008. I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, 9 days later, got on the big bird, came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday to celebrate my retirement. Well, I'm in my 8th year and I'm still here in Asia and absolutely loving it. I love the hours, and if you're trading Forex, this is the place to be. Up early in the morning, down late at night, bring your iPhone, your Android, your iPad, your iPod, no, not your iPod, your iPad, and you can actually trade on the run. I don't like trading on the run. My entries are all done on my computers in my office, and but I can go to lunch and follow my trades and make sure everything is okay right on my phone. It's absolutely wonderful. It makes it a lot easier. You don't have to sit behind the desk all those hours like we used to. All right, so I trade listening to fundamentals all day, and I don't trade the numbers. I trade the results of the numbers. That means I get into a trade from data releases about 40 minutes after the data has been released, if everything lines up. But I'm a technician. I love trading charts. I love looking at candlestick patterns and price action and price structure and support and resistance lines. And I do use 2 indicators depending on what I'm trading. If I'm trading Forex, I use harmonics. And if I'm trading options, I use Ikimoku. So I do use some indicators, and I have 3 EMAs on my live charts, and that's a 200 exponential moving average, a 55, and a 10 exponential moving average. And that's just a little bit of how I trade. All right, let's get the legal stuff out of the way, keep the lawyers happy. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Traders, most importantly, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's get on to one of my favorite parts is news and commentary. And let's take a look at how the markets closed on Friday. The Dow 30 closed negative 0.13%. The S&P 500 closed negative just barely at 0.01%. And the NASDAQ closed positive 0.34%. The small cap 2000 closed positive 0.50%. Heading on over to the Eurozone, the DAX closed negative 0.80%. The FTSE 100 in London would close negative 0.36%. The CAC 40 closed 0.39%. And the Eurostoxx 50 out of Frankfurt closed negative 1.10%. So they were all absolutely in the red, except for a couple. And let's take a look at what's going on in Asia. Some of these are open, some of them are closed, and I'll let you know. The Nikkei 225, which is currently trading, is up 0.32%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is positive 0.52% and currently trading. The China A50 is not open yet, and they closed on Friday at negative 0.20%. The Hang Seng out of Hong Kong is also negative 0.40%, and they are not open yet. They've got about 45 minutes before they open. And the Kospi, which is currently trading out of Seoul, is negative 0.09%. So if we take a look at our economic calendar, we absolutely have a very, very boring day today in trading. There's a lot of medium impact numbers coming out today, but I will tell you, as far as there's only one high impact, and that's from the Euro. We got German manufacturing PMI. That's the only high impact news event we have today. Like I said, we have a lot of medium impact data coming out. You're just going to have to go to economic calendar. There's way too many of them for me to start talking about. And in the U.S. session, there's nothing. There's no data in the U.S. session. It's pretty boring, in fact, if you're going to the U.S. session. So that's what's happening in our markets today. Commentary is, I think Friday was a good trading day, and markets moved. You'll see when we get to the charts. Some moved different directions than I thought, and that's why we make a trade plan, and that's why we trade our plan. And if we don't get the entry, we don't get the entry, but we don't chase price, right? We don't want to be chasing price. If you chase price, you probably get beat up most of the time. You'll get some winners, but it's not a good trading strategy to chase the big red candle or the big blue candle, right? That's not a trade plan. You need to make a trade plan. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, there's 41 pairs out there, 42 pairs out there that you can trade from. So you can find a trade plan that works and a pair that works for you. Just have to look for it and do a little homework. All right, let's get to the charts. Here's the euro dollar. I'm bearish in the euro dollar, and it's right at the daily pivot point. And we need a pullback, right? We need a pullback. So we want this to pull back up to that 200 exponential moving average, which is that green line on the chart. It's also a resistance area at 1.1138. And we're going to take this all the way down to the S1 pivot point at 1.1085. I'll take it all the way down to there. So we're looking like a 62 pip trade here. So this is a good trade, but we need a pullback. Really don't want to sell this from this pivot point because that means you have to wait for a retest. The problem is, right below that, you have a lot of price junk, right? We call it Forex junk, a lot of price action left of the chart, and you're going to get stuck in that. So we need to get a pullback so we can enter this, and by the time we get to all that Forex junk, we're break even, and it's a free trade. So if this thing bounces and gets nasty with us, we're safe and we're not going to lose anything. It's a free trade. So that's why we need a pullback. So we want to pull back again to 1138, and we'll get out at 1085. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the pound. Pound's doing its thing. It had an up day on Friday after I made this whole thing that this thing was going to go back down again. But it did have an up day on Friday. I think they had data come out in the U.S. and look at these two big spiked candles at the close of Friday. Wow. So there must have been some late data or somebody was talking. I'm sure somebody from the FOMC was talking. So now we're sideways, and you can see there's all these indecision candles. So how are you going to trade this? How do you trade this? Well, you just got to let this come back down. I don't think it's going to make it all the way up to the R1 pivot. I don't think it's not bullish. There's no data today. There is data on this, but I don't think it's going to have an effect where it's going to move this 50 pips to the upside, So I want to sell this, and I want to sell it when it gets down below the daily pivot. At 1.4322, we'll take profit at the support zone as marked on the chart at 1.4250. And if you wanted to sell this, say you put a sell order in right now, your intelligence stops pretty easy. Just go above that wick. See that wick over there with that blue candle? Go about 6 pips above that and put your stop in there. And it's either going to work or it's not going to work. I always say I'd rather take a 6 pip hit than a 45 or a 50 pip hit, right? Because remember, if you take your trade in the entry that I have below the daily pivot point, you have to wait for a retest. Now comes resistance, and then you can get in the trade. Again, where are you going to put your stop? Well, now this stop's going to take some pips because you have to put your stop above that 200 exponential moving average, right? If you do it by sight. Myself, I would just fib this and see where my fib numbers come out at. But I guarantee it's going to be above that or at that 200 exponential moving average. And that's not going to be a 6 or 8 pip drawdown. That's going to be a 30 pip drawdown, right? Or 25 pip drawdown. See what I'm saying? See how that works? And look at all these indecision candles. But this is a London Open trade, so you're going to have to wait for the London Open. See what happens at the London Open, what kind of volatility we got, what kind of price action happens, and where this thing heads for. All right, let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. I'm bearish in the Aussie, and this thing just kicked up on Friday. And sort of surprised me, I have to be honest with you, because remember we talked about that resistance at the resistance line, that yellow line, and then the 200 exponential moving average. And I didn't think it was going to pull back all the way. Now we have a new session, and you know, the charts recomputed and computed our pivot points and everything, and now we're like sort of in a dangerous spot. But sort of like the euro, you can take this entry, but I wouldn't take this entry till I saw a red candle, and put it above that doji with that wick up there, and go 5 pips above or 6 pips above that for your stop. But like I said, now you got two blue candles at the end of the chart there that are higher highs and higher lows, and I don't think I want to get in that now. That's not showing me a bearish candlestick formation at all. So the trade is let this break through this 200 in the daily, retest it, and we'll sell it at 0.7117, and we'll get out at 0.7071. You know, that just seems to me to be more logical, and that's like a 58 pip trade, 58 pip trade there. So, but yeah, so you have a couple of options on how to get in this. I like the conservative one more. Let price prove to me that it wants to come back down. Taking an entry even with a red candle above this 200 and this pivot, you're gonna have to get through that for your trade to become successful. So why not wait for that to happen, and we don't have to be looking at our charts and worrying about it until it gets below there. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. What's going on with the Euro Aussie? What a downswing this baby has done. We're at the spot of happiness where we'd want to enter this trade and take this trade to the downside. You know, the issue here is, and I don't have a problem. This is an entry. I mean, and unfortunately, this video is going to take another hour and a half before it gets rendered and up into the YouTube channel. So, but this is an entry. We're like ready to go. I wouldn't wait for London Open on this. Get in here at 1.5565 or as close to it as you can, and we're going to sell it at 1.5469. Where's your stop? Right above the 200 exponential moving average. I know I've been talking about stops more lately, but I just want you to get my thought process. But your stop, you have to calculate on your money management. What drawdown, how much percentage of your account do you trade, all that stuff. You need to figure that out before you can do that, because it might be too expensive because you're above your limits. So you have to make sure that you're within your limits when you take these trades, okay, traders? Real important. Money management. Live to trade for tomorrow. Capital preservation. So important, my friends. Very important. All right, let's take a look at the yen pair. It is still doing what it's been doing. It's just stair-stepping. However, Friday was just an absolutely ugly day. Just sideways price action. Nothing going on here. Listen, I don't want to sell this here. This is not the place to enter a sell trade. We are at support, big time. I want this to come back up to the all-one pivot at 125.77, and we'll take it and we'll get out at 125.02, which will give us a nice 70 pip trade. This is not the place to take this, and there's no data to move this. So this is going to be a trade that you're going to get all of a sudden. Prime Minister Abiy or Kuroda, the finance minister from the BOJ, comes out and makes a statement. And they don't announce when they make statements. They just get on a microphone and start. That's why it's good that you have a good news feed or a news print feed that you read when stuff comes out, because you have to know when this stuff is hitting. You don't want to be around this when it hits, right? So you have to be awake and alert when it comes to this pair, especially the yen pairs. I don't know what's going to happen here. I think they're going to do something. It's going to be pretty interesting. I'm not going to make my time limit on my video today. We're going to go over, it looks like. Not by much, though. Okay, here's the New Zealand dollar. They had an up day on Friday. Well, it does not surprisingly. This is profit-taking, position squaring. This is just an up move here. Now, look at how it's respected the 200 exponential moving average, right? Now we're in this mess, same as the Euro Aussie, right? Well, the Euro Aussie, where we have a 200 and we have a daily pivot point right next to each other, and left of the chart has a lot of price action junk. So what we're going to wait for is all this to get through that, and then when it's below the daily pivot with a retest, we'll get in at 66.08. We'll get out at 65.68, and that will be at our support zone, as you can see marked on the chart, that yellow line, right? And if you want to get out at that S1 pivot, that's fine. That's a good spot to get out also. But I'm not buying the New Zealand dollar, folks. Not going to do it. Can't not do it. So I don't want to buy the Kiwi. I want to sell it. I just need to get the proper entry, right? This can take hours. This is not an entry now. This is not like we just saw on the euro yen, right? So, or the euro Aussie, which I said was right now. This is not that case. All right, traders, only 36 seconds over my time limit. On behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining me on a Monday as I'm excited for our new trading week. Traders, please come visit us at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, have a great trading day, and always remember to trade smart and not hard. Traders, will see you in about 24 hours. Take care now. Have a good day. Bye-bye.